In the highlands of western China, where the wind never seems to rest, lies a place once considered beyond redemption. Its name is Talatan. In the local language, it simply means barren land. Perched more than 3,000 meters above sea level in Qinghai, the Talatan Desert was, for generations, a landscape of dust and silence. Rain was scarce, vegetation almost non-existent. Desertification here once reached over 90%. Shepherds who dared to graze their flocks on this land often watched their sheep return thin, weakened by the harsh wind and unforgiving soil. Few imagined this wasteland would one day become the site of an unlikely transformation. In 2011, engineers arrived with a different vision. They did not come searching for fertile soil. They came for sunlight. Talatan receives more than 3,000 hours of sunshine each year, an abundance of energy falling freely from the sky. Investment flowed in, machinery followed. Rows upon rows of photovoltaic panels rose from the sand. The mission was straightforward: generate clean electricity. Nothing more. But nature, it seemed, had other plans. Within a few years, something unexpected began to happen. At first, it was barely noticeable, a few fragile blades of grass pushing through the soil beneath the panels. Then more, and more. Where wind once swept unchallenged across exposed ground, the solar arrays began to change the microclimate. The panels cast shade, reducing surface temperatures and slowing evaporation. They acted as windbreaks, softening the force of relentless gusts. Water used to clean the panels trickled down into the earth. At night, condensation formed and fell as dew. Gradually, the soil held moisture. Seeds that had long lain dormant began to awaken. Green replaced brown. In areas once almost entirely barren, vegetation coverage rose dramatically. A power station, built for energy, had unintentionally become a shelter for life. Yet this greening brought a new dilemma. Grass, once absent, now grew tall enough to cast shadows on the panels themselves. In dry seasons, it posed a fire risk. Maintaining the land would require constant mowing, costly, labor-intensive, and unsustainable. And then, quite by chance, came the turning point. One afternoon, a local herder arrived to cut grass near the installation. Concerned about leaving his animals unattended, he brought his sheep along. By the time he turned back, the sheep had already done the work. They had grazed the grass cleanly and efficiently, without machines, without fuel, without wages. It was a simple observation, but it changed everything. In 2018, the solar park formally opened its gates to herders. The layout was adjusted. Panel heights were raised. Spacing widened. Sheep were invited to roam beneath the solar canopy. And beneath that canopy, something remarkable occurred. The shaded grass retained moisture. It grew tender and nutrient-rich. The sheep thrived. Local incomes rose, livelihoods stabilized. What had once been a hostile desert began to support both renewable energy and pastoral life. The animals even earned a nickname, solar sheep. Today, the installation in Qinghai County stretches across vast expanses of land, often described among the largest photovoltaic complexes in the world. But its significance lies not only in scale, it lies in the layering of systems. Electricity generated above, vegetation restored below, sheep maintaining balance in between. In a world where desertification threatens nearly 1/3 of global land, Talatan offers a quiet lesson. Infrastructure need not exist in opposition to ecology. Sometimes, when carefully adapted, it can reshape it. The story of Talatan is not one of grand design. No master plan set out to create a green oasis. It emerged from observation, from adaptation, from listening to the land and, perhaps unexpectedly, to sheep. Once, this was a place where wind erased footprints within minutes. Today, it is a landscape where technology and tradition share the same horizon. Rows of solar panels stretch toward the sun. Below them, flocks move slowly across fields of grass. The desert has not vanished, but it has changed. And in that change lies a possibility not only for China, but for dry lands across the globe. If you found this story as unexpected as we did, there are many more unfolding across the landscapes of modern China stories where infrastructure, environment, and human ingenuity intersect in surprising ways. Subscribe, and we will continue exploring them together.